Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we venture into the first Florida Disney theme park to talk about all of the stuff that we consider to be must-do
Must-dos.
magic. Oh, we tried so hard.
We tried.
Hey, this is a new format that we're developing where we're going to go into each park and we're going to go through a bunch of categories of things like parade, show, ride, whatever. And we're going to name one of those things that we each consider to be something that you must do if you're in the given park.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, where else would we start but in the granddaddy of all of the Walt Disney World parks, the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Since 1971. But before we do that, of course, we wanted to say thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And we wanted to remind you guys that if you're listening on a audio platform like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, thank you so much. Please feel free to enjoy the show and leave us a review if you feel that you've enjoyed the episode today. But also feel free to go over to YouTube and check out the visual version of the podcast on the Neverland Navigation Co. YouTube channel, where you can see our smiling faces tell you what you must do when you're in the Magic Kingdom.
Yep. And then on there, if you can like and subscribe.
Totally.
That really helps us out.
That'd be awesome.
In addition to that, don't forget, I am a free-to-you travel agent. So if you're thinking about taking any kind of trip in the foreseeable future, send me an email at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com and I will get you the best deal. I'll do deal monitoring for you. I can help you with reservations and dining reservations and stuff like that if you want, or if you don't want, it's up to you. And you get a free gift from one of our Etsy stores.
Why not?
So yeah.
There's no downside.
There's no downside. You
don't
get a free gift.
You don't pay. You get a free gift.
Yeah, and I get paid by Disney or whomever you are traveling with.
Right. Yeah.
Without it costing you more. Okay. Just throwing that out there.
That's a great thing to keep in mind. Many people don't book travel agents maybe just because they don't know that you don't have to pay them anything.
Right.
You don't have to pay a cent.
And they don't know that Disney and Royal Caribbean and Universal have already built in travel agent commission into the price of everything. You're not paying more. You're already paying it.
Right. So you might
you're
as
paying
well...
it whether anybody's getting the commission or not.
Right.
It's crazy.
So whether or not you're looking to take a cruise or a theme park vacation, or you're looking to visit the Magic Kingdom.
The Magic Kingdom.
Then, hey,
where we're going to be super bossy and tell you what you must do.
What you must do. These are not recommendations. These are demands.
Yeah, demands. Well, they're, at least for us, they're demands for ourselves. If nothing else.
Yeah, just kidding. It's just what we feel is like, if we were to prioritize one thing for each of these categories, this is like the one thing we would maybe recommend.
Yeah.
You know? So, hey.
It's going to be funny when we get to my go with me. The thing I picked is in the past.
The thing I picked is in the past. That'll get you every time, listener. The thing I picked is in the past.
You must get in a time machine.
Right. You must travel back to 1980, 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's start here. In the present, in Magic Kingdom, let's pick a photo spot. If you're looking to take a cute photo in the Magic Kingdom, Morgan, where are you taking it?
So I know that some of my answers are going to be a little cliche, but that's because it's like the Magic Kingdom and it's so iconic. So my answer is in front of the castle.
Yes. Any castle picture tips for the folks out there?
No, I mean, yes, I guess if doing it first thing in the morning or last thing at night, I think can be a really good thing. There are a lot of people that don't even have a graphic arts degree that can take other people out of the backgrounds of your pictures.
Sure.
So I would suggest asking around to see if you maybe know somebody that can do that, because that's always helped with my pictures.
Yes, if you're in a situation where you've got crowds in the background.
Which is almost always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are some people that's their job. So you can find people online that can do that if you don't know anybody. But a lot with technology today,
Mhm.
I think my teenager could do this.
If you're looking to circumvent all of that, you can also, if you're looking for like the perfect castle picture, the really only way to accomplish it is by booking a Capture Your Magic photo session with Disney, wherein you're given a time slot that you reserve ahead of time, and you can select Cinderella Castle as your photography location. You would have to make the reservation early enough so that you can reserve a prior to park open time slot, and that way you get your beautiful Cinderella Castle photos. If that's not so much your thing, then maybe this is a great idea.
It's a cool thing though, because it's not as expensive as you might think it is.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So that might be something worth considering. But yeah, maybe ask your friends if they can remove. I've seen that on Facebook groups as well. If
I
you're
know,
in any
but then
Facebook
yeah,
groups,
it gets out of
sometimes
control.
they're sincere, sometimes they're jokesters. But hey, that's the the gamut you run. I will say, if you're looking to take a really good castle photo from a less taken advantage of vantage point, wow, what a sentence. There are 2 turrets of the castle on either side of the hub that are not connected to the castle that you can stand in the like archway of and take a cool castle photo kind of off from an angle, and those kind of cut out a lot of the crowds. So if you're looking for a good vantage point from there, then that might be worth trying out. Or also, if you want to go up to the side of Cinderella Castle, there's like a wishing well where you can take photos with.
And from the back?
And if you want like a side back view of the castle, you can stand on the railing there and take, a photo with the castle from a different angle than the classic, head-on castle photo, and then you won't have any crowd. So it just depends on what you're looking to get out of your photo experience.
Right. But yeah, I just think this is an iconic photo spot. So what was yours?
I had the wishing well on here, not like the castle in the background wishing well, but just the wishing well itself is really cool for photos. It's like alongside the ramp up to Fantasyland, on the side of the castle, and
behind. Right?
What do you mean?
Well, it's like on the back side of the castle.
Not all the way on it's not, well, the back side of the castle is Prince Charming's regal carousel, so it's not quite the back of the castle, but it's walking that way. Yeah. It's a cool little photo spot because you can pretend you're making a wish or whatever. It gives you something to do with your family. That's always helpful.
I've heard something about that location, and that if you're child size, they made it look different. There's something to do with the shadow or something. I'll have to look it up.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Okay. I've heard that, hey, that statue of Cinderella, that this is more behind the castle by Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and all
Maybe
that.
That's what I'm thinking of.
There's a statue of Cinderella, and above that statue, there is a crown painted into
That's what
the
I'm thinking
mural
of.
above her. And if you are a child, then the crown is on Cinderella's head from the vantage point. But if you're an adult, then the crown is just painted.
So that's not what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the wishing well off to the side of
Cinderella Castle. Got it. Okay, I'm sorry. In my head, those were the same things. I thought that statue was by the wishing well, and I guess I got it confused in my head.
The statue is back by where I got wedding pictures taken, but back by that hallway, back where there are shops and Bibbidi Boutique, and it's on the opposite side of the one gift shop where there's Mickey in the Jack and the Beanstalk. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's where that Cinderella fountain is, and I do love that fountain as well. Yeah. That's a cool pic. I'm glad you brought it up, though, because that's also a cool, underrated place to take a family picture, is by that beautiful fountain.
And I really love that they went to the, they made the effort to make it something special from a child's vantage point as opposed to an adult. I just think it's very thoughtful.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to consider those experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are some good photo opportunities. I'll start with this one, which is a snack.
Okay.
Now
you have a must-do Magic Kingdom snack.
I do. Now I would say the iconic one has to be a Dole Whip. This is like a Walt Disney World classic. For a long time exclusive to Walt Disney World. It comes in many variations now, but you can get the classic one from Aloha Isle in Adventureland. Maybe sneak it into the Enchanted Tiki Room, have a good time. I love a Dole Whip. I think It's really cool that they're dairy free. If you've got somebody who is, in your life who's dairy free, then they can enjoy this as well. So I think that's like the most iconic Magic Kingdom snack.
Oh, so is that your answer?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say but.
Nope.
Okay, well, that's my answer too.
Oh.
Dole Whip. I don't like the area around Aloha Isle to eat it at. Like on this question, you also put what location.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's a sneak into Tiki. I think they allow it.
Cool.
So I would say Tiki if it's allowed, or if you feel like sneaking something in. I don't really like doing that, but I've done it before and nobody said anything, and it's not like you can hide ice cream.
Yeah, people eat in there.
Yeah, okay. And if not, I would go to Frontierland.
Ooh, yeah.
And watch a parade or something while eating Dole Whip. Like that's a good combination of amazing experiences. Unfortunately, the little seating area right around Aloha Isle is a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's too busy. The area is too small.
A lot of people like Dole Whip.
Yeah.
So it's crowded.
Yeah.
But Frontierland is right across from Adventureland via a connecting tunnel. So a bunch of connections.
Your ice cream won't even melt.
And that's important.
Your Dole Whip won't even melt. Yes.
Right. I also have on here, I gave a backup for each of these in case we have the same thing.
Oh.
We really enjoy the Gaston's Cinnamon Roll over at Gaston's Tavern in New Fantasyland. That's a really good snack as well if you're looking for something, it's 2 sweet ones, but if you're looking for something sweet, and we recommend that you get extra icing on the side because the icing is so good.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Those are some good snacks.
Yeah, that's cool that you did a backup.
Yes. Got to be prepared.
We'll have the same one for this next one.
You think?
I can't wait to hear your backup.
What did you put for quick serve location?
Columbia Harbor House.
Quick serve location. The must do is Columbia Harbor House A. Yeah. I have to say, Magic Kingdom does not have a lot of good competition.
No.
In terms of quick serve food.
Yes.
It's a lot of the same.
Yes.
Everywhere.
If you haven't seen our review of Columbia Harbor House, that's something you could check out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And in addition to having really good fish and chips, we really like the location. Not just the location in the park, but the fact that it's 2 stories and you can go up to the top floor and it's never like busy.
You're giving our secret hideout away.
I know.
I've also seen some people talking about, which is an opinion I share, the chicken tenders there being good, like delicious, always crispy. And I found that to be true as not a fish person, a chicken person. I order chicken there, and I've enjoyed it every time. But more than anything, it's nice that it has a little bit more space than the other things.
So is that what you had picked?
That is what I had picked. That was my number one. My backup is something that we don't actually get all the time, but I love separately, which is cheeseburger spring rolls.
Oh, I'd consider that a snack.
Oh, I guess that is more of a snack than but quick serve. Yeah, I guess that would be a snack. You're right, more than. So,
but, I mean, I guess you could make a meal out of it if you eat 9 of them.
If you eat 10 of them, yeah. But honestly, I think Columbia Harbor House is it shuts down the competition.
Yeah.
Totally.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, we used to say that Casey's was okay, and sometimes I think it's okay. Casey's Corner that has the hot dogs and the corn dog little nuggets. But last time, the value is pretty rough.
Yes.
They're over $1 per corn dog nugget.
Yes. The value is bad.
Yeah.
Columbia Harbor House, the value is better.
Yes. And Columbia Harbor House also has that great seating, air conditioned, and Casey's Corner, not so much.
A mess.
Maybe one day we'll find something else. We've gotten comments that there's some good stuff in different locations that we haven't tried yet. So
this I have heard. I have heard that over at the Friars Nook you can get there's a loaded tater tot situation that I want to try out. So maybe keep your eyes peeled. Maybe we'll try that at some point soon.
Okay.
And I've also heard over at the Lunching Pad, which I've only eaten bad food there.
Yeah, only
chili
said bad
dogs
things.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard there's good chicken wings over there. Or
but
something to
but
try
I
out.
looked for that last time I was there and they didn't have it.
Already gone. Easy come, easy go.
Or it could have just been seasonal.
Well,
we'll
just
see.
like the Magic Kingdom, let's move on.
Okay. God. All right.
Hey, Morgan, what's your must-do? This is definitely going to be the same. What's your must-do table service location?
This is going to be the same, but since there was no no differentiation between meals. I did pick a breakfast and a lunch/dinner.
Lovely. Lovely. I love that. Look at you. You're so prepared.
So my lunch/dinner, I'll just let you say it. My breakfast is Cinderella's Royal Table.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a expensive, hard to get character breakfast. It is the icon of all locations.
Yes.
You are literally eating in the castle. And the food is now phenomenal. Like, actually good. Like, you're not just paying for this great location and these characters, you're also getting really good food. What?
And talk about an unforgettable meal experience.
Yes.
We also talk about value built in. There's you see a bunch of princesses from afar at this location. How's it come? Do you know if they're taking pictures at the tables?
Yeah, I think they are.
Now they are? Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
There was a long time after, if
COVID,
you're listening to this in the future, there was a long time after the pandemic.
You want to explain COVID to our future?
Where the princesses weren't coming to the table, and it lasted longer than any of the other restaurants.
Right.
But now, if the princesses are back, then you get a lot of value on meeting a lot of the princesses.
Yeah, in addition to eating in the castle and having good food. It's just that it's very expensive, but at least they checked all the boxes for me.
Yes. Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for our favorite lunch/dinner, go ahead.
Of course, Skipper Canteen.
Skipper Canteen.
The Jungle Navigation Company, Skipper Canteen. It's a bit more on the exotic side of flavors as far as theme park food goes, where you get kind of samplings of Asian and African cuisine on the menu. But there are also some safe favorites, like we always say, it tastes like chicken because it is, or whatever that's called, is one of our go-tos if you get the sauce on the side or whatever. But we just like the consistent value and the variety of flavors that you can find at the Skipper Canteen, paired with like immaculate, immersive theming tied into the Jungle Cruise, and if you're a nerd, the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. It feels a bit like the Adventurers Club, which was something that used to exist in Pleasure Island, and currently there's a version of it in Hong Kong Disneyland if you're interested in that kind of thing. But it's just like artifacts all over the walls. Well, I mean like immersive, kitschy kind of dining, where there's like artifacts all over the walls, props everywhere, a story throughout.
Right. Whether you understand that full story or you're just taking it as Jungle Cruise aesthetic,
yes.
that either way, amazing.
Yes, we love Skipper Canteen.
Yeah.
Totally. I also had on here, we really enjoyed Be Our Guest when we last went.
That would be my next one as well.
It was expensive, which is why Skipper Canteen still is must do for me over Be Our Guest even. But Be Our Guest, you can't, I mean, other than maybe Cinderella Royal Table, you can't surpass the like fairy tale immersion.
Oh yeah,
of Be Our Guest.
Yeah. The dining rooms are absolutely enchanting.
Yes.
My issue with Be Our Guest, and the reason it wouldn't make my, I don't know, it's not my number one, is I've been there twice for dinner, for an expensive dinner. One time was terrible, and the other time was absolutely like mouth-wateringly amazing.
So you're still holding off on a tiebreaker?
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, when I went with you guys, it was so good.
We had a great meal.
Yeah. But the thing I ordered that time was like a beef bourguignon, and it's not available all the time. It was a special. So that's unfortunate.
Makes you think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get back to you with another Be Our Guest review, but until then,
we'll have to tie break it. Yeah.
Let's talk about nighttime spectaculars or fireworks shows.
Okay.
There's, I believe, only one, right?
There's only one, which is why I was interested in this question. But I do have I did pick something that you're not going to have picked.
Ooh, there are parks where there's multiple different things you can do at nighttime. So, like Hollywood Studios, there's multiple nighttime experiences you can choose from.
Got it. That's why that question's there. I get it.
Yes. Okay, so I'll start with the obvious one. Happily Ever After is the nightly fireworks and projections spectacular that happens at Cinderella Castle every night. It is hard to see if you're a shorter person. That's why Morgan doesn't necessarily recommend it to everyone all the time or think it's must do. As someone who really appreciates the show and goes out of their way to see it, of course, this is going to be my recommendation. But Morgan, what did you recommend?
I recommend the fireworks spectacular show during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Okay, Hallowishes? Is that no? It's not called that anymore.
I don't remember what it's called.
That's okay.
But the show's amazing.
Great.
If you do a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party ticket, then there are just less people in the parks, which makes it easier to see. Mm-hmm. It has Jack Skellington as the host. I just think it's phenomenal. I just think it's so well done. It's mind-blowing.
We were thoroughly impressed.
Yes.
At our last party viewing.
Yes. My issue with like Wishes and all of the ones that have come has a lot to do with the fact that I'm 5'2" and I generally can't see the projections on the castle, so it's all just the music and the fireworks for me, which and they're always just so crowded.
Right.
And I'm just not gonna like get there 4 hours early to get a spot. And even when I have gotten there early to get a spot, somebody taller than me winds up in front of me, or somebody puts their kid on their shoulders or whatever, and I'm like, okay.
If you are desperate to do the fireworks and those things don't sound appealing to you, here are some things that you could try to do. You could try to ride the People Mover at the same time as Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
You could camp out in the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse for fireworks viewings.
But none of these you can see the projection.
But none of these you can see the projections. This is why I said if you want to see the fireworks.
Yeah,
if you only want to see the fireworks. Or you could take Magic Kingdom offers something called a fireworks cruise on the Seven Seas Lagoon, where if you want to go in with a bunch of people, they provide you with drinks and snacks. They take a little coast around the lagoon, and you can see the fireworks. Cute.
Right, from hotels. I think back in the New Fantasyland area, if you don't care about trying to see any of the projections, you get a pretty good view from back there as well.
Yeah. And you get to see them.
And it's not crowded at all.
Cover all the roofs with water so that they don't catch on fire. That's a fun little thing that happens at Magic Kingdom every day.
Yeah.
While we're out on the street, Morgan, is there a parade or street entertainment that you recommend as must-do magic?
So this is where I'm jumping to the past. I think this is the only time I'm doing this.
I think we're going back.
This is like my constant petition for them to bring back a night light parade. And so my choice is the Main Street Electrical Parade,
of course,
and or Spectra Magic, which I know they can't just bring those back. They'd have to I think they could bring back the Main Street Electrical Parade. Spectra Magic, as you know, if you listened to our podcast a few weeks ago, is damaged beyond repair.
That episode might not have come out yet. That one hasn't. We'll see.
Okay.
But
okay. Or coming soon. Either way. And so I just really, really want and don't understand why we don't have a night light parade. So the day parades, I didn't pick one because I don't care enough.
Have you ever seen the Festival of Fantasy parade?
Yeah, it's not a bad parade.
Okay, fair enough. Festival of Fantasy is the parade that happens daily at the Magic Kingdom. It's got some cool floats in it. If you're a parade person, I think it's worth seeing.
Sure.
If that's like part of your storybook imagining of how your Magic Kingdom day is going to go. I don't think it will disappoint you. However, my preferred street entertainment at the Magic Kingdom is the Dapper Dans. Okay. They are performing live vocals on Main Street in multi-part harmony, and they always sound great. They've got signature outfits, and they're a lot of fun to...
I can't believe you don't own one of these outfits.
Right? Doesn't that feel like I should?
Yes, it does.
It's one of the rare things at Walt Disney World now where you gather around and watch something happen like without a scheduled time.
Just it's happening right in front of you, so you're going to stop and watch.
Love it. They also used to do the trolley show. It's not as cool as the Disneyland one because the Disneyland one they perform with live vocals and ours was lip sync.
Oh.
But they don't do that anymore since the pandemic. So
do you know why they lip sync ours and live in Disneyland?
I don't.
Just curious. All right.
I'm curious too. Let's ask them. So my answer is the Dapper Dans.
Okay, that's a good answer. I like it.
Everybody loves the Dapper Dans.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to a live show or film?
Yeah.
The entertainment category?
Yeah, go ahead because I was a little confused about this one.
Okay, if you're only seeing one show, non-spectacular, so we're not talking about Happily Ever After. If you're only seeing one show, whether it be a live show or pre-filmed show, so this includes Hall of Presidents, Filler Magic, The Castle Show, any show at Magic Kingdom, I would recommend that you see Filler Magic.
Oh, okay. Well, that's mine too. So
No
I
way.
did understand it correctly.
Okay, you talk about Filler Magic. I have another one.
See, I was thinking you might have meant stage show.
Yeah, I'm including them.
Okay.
I should have put stage and not live, I guess. That's good for next time. Okay, so stage show or film. You picked Filler Magic. Why?
Oh, I love PhilharMagic. This I'm going to mention this again later.
Ooh. I love it.
But PhilharMagic for me is a like big hug of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It is I want to say it strongly focuses on the Disney animated movies from the Renaissance.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally.
But it does have others, and it did just recently add Coco, which is one of our favorite movies, and that song was amazing. And the first time I saw it, I had tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
from the nostalgia.
And like the just big boldness of it all. You know what I mean?
This is a 3D like musical show.
Yeah, 4D, right?
Oh, right. 4D. It takes you like
I wish it was just 3D. Favorite. I don't really appreciate the spraying water.
Most people don't. They're really just there to annoy you and to make the children laugh, don't you think?
Kids probably like it. Yeah, I guess.
I like
the smells.
My favorite part of this is the surprise at the end that you have to turn around to see.
Yeah.
I love that. The other one that I put on here, if you're not seeing PhilharMagic, is the Carousel of Progress. I'm not going to go into it at length. I think if you had to choose one, you should pick PhilharMagic because it's great for everybody.
Okay.
PhilharMagic is great for everybody.
Okay.
But the Carousel of Progress is good for a certain demographic of people who either really want to get out of the sun, which is something...
PhilharMagic checks that box too.
Absolutely, but Carousel of Progress is also...
Does it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Or if you're someone who is into the history of the parks or nostalgic reasons, I get into that a little bit more for one of our next questions, so I'll leave it at that for now. But either would be recommended show experiences in my book.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, cool. Our next category here is a must-do character experience. This is advanced level for us. We do not meet characters. This is not our bag. But,
I know.
But there are people who do, and there are people who are really into character meet and greet.
Right. So, yeah, I did struggle with this one a little bit because I do like to meet characters in a dining location as part of a dining thing. I don't generally stand in line for character experiences just because I don't have small kids anymore. When I did have a small kid, that is something I would do. So I do get it. But so I don't know if my answer is going to be dated because it's been a while.
Okay.
But my answer is Rapunzel and Tiana.
Okay.
And that if it's not still was in the location where Snow White's Scary Adventure was, which the location angers me.
How could you?
The location angers me. Those two characters, I think, are phenomenal characters.
Yes.
I'm really glad that there was an opportunity for us to meet them, especially back when I had a young child.
Yeah.
I think the cast members / actors that play these
What
characters,
are you talking about? That is Tiana and Rapunzel. You are going crazy. Continue.
Yeah, do a phenomenal job. Like, just really well researched and everything.
I have a question for you, maybe a dumb question. I've never done that. Is it 2 for 1? Can you wait one time and meet both of them, or do you have to wait twice to meet both?
When I did it, it was a 2 for 1.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good bang for your buck right there.
But what a good question. I don't know if it still is. It's been a while.
Okay, that's fair. I think Cinderella Royal Table is a really good bet for this as well.
If I can say that, I would say that.
Totally. If we're not doing meals, I think Mirabelle has the coolest space.
That's new, yeah.
That's new. That used to be Merida from Brave. She had a really elaborate setup there, kind of in the walkway from... Where even is that?
It's coming from Fantasyland it's coming from like the hub to go into Fantasyland right in front of the teacups.
Right. If you're looking at the castle on the right side of the castle.
Yeah. Like if you're like, I want to go to the teacups, you're going to pass this.
Right. It's like an elaborately themed outdoor meet and greet. So I just picked that because it's the coolest setup, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's definitely cooler than the indoor ones. But the indoor ones have AC, which is nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. Do you have a preference between characters with the full-on costume head versus face character that can like talk to you and be in character?
That is a really interesting question. I've never considered if I have a strong like preference toward one or the other. I think some of them work better in some situations.
I agree.
For some characters.
Yeah.
It's honestly, if the character is like humanoid in their typical presentation, it's strange to me when they are fully felt fabricated.
I've seen Mrs. Incredible both ways.
Yeah, that's The Incredibles are actually what I was thinking of, where sometimes I feel like they look kind of weird when
they
like,
actually look weird both ways.
Oh no. Okay, well that's not good. There's a huge nostalgic outpouring for the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It doesn't get as much recognition in the parks as it did in the 90s, obviously. But recently there was a Jessica Rabbit character spotted, but she's not a person. She's like a full felt monstrosity, and that's an example.
Where?
I want to say Disneyland.
Okay, wait, and we're sure this is done by Disney, not just some...
Oh, yeah.
Because some fans will really go out.
You can't wear, like, a full costume into the parks. They won't let you. This was at Disneyland.
Oh, my God.
Disney-made, like, full felt Jessica Rabbit. Kind of spooky. Anyway, so the answer to your question is whatever looks like it won't haunt my dreams, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. Some of them, I feel like sometimes the princesses, I love how, like, in-depth they get with their backstory, and you can ask them questions, and they've got things to say.
Yes.
Like, comments that they make that really make you believe. And
it's very cute.
Yeah, where the characters with the heads can't do that.
Right.
But
gestures.
But then sometimes the human isn't pulling off the character. Either because of look or talk or whatever.
I have seen cases of this, yes.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I had to look up this Jessica Rabbit thing.
Morgan pulled up a picture of
I don't know if that's actually it.
Terrifying Jessica Rabbit.
But it's probably it.
I think that is it, actually.
Goodness.
Yes. Okay, let's move on so we don't scare the listeners. What is your favorite place to relax in the Magic Kingdom?
Okay, I put Wedway, which is also called People Mover or TTA.
Good idea.
That's my favorite place to relax. I get that now you can't go around and around like you could 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was really relaxing. But like the cool breeze and the ride and the view, it's my favorite.
It's a slow-moving tram tour type ride around Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I didn't think that's what you really meant. You meant somewhere to sit, right? But like...
I will take the People Mover.
Okay.
I relax on the People Mover.
All right.
I put the Hall of Presidents.
Okay, see? That's also a...
Much like the Carousel of Progress, we're talking about indoors, we're talking about extended period of time. Not the most comfortable seats, but neither are the People Mover. You just kind of got to make do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about this previously, this next one, because we have an entire episode, believe it or not, about which are the best restrooms.
Yes.
Across Walt Disney World property. In the Magic Kingdom, what is your pick for a must-do magic
a must-do restroom? Oh no. Okay. Like I said on that episode, I'm choosing the not iconic one.
Okay.
Which is behind Gaston's.
Yes.
Gaston's Square or whatever, if you will.
I think he would love you calling it that.
Yeah. Yes. So behind where you would get the cinnamon roll, like back there. A lot of people don't really know about that area. So it's a not as often used bathroom, which I think is nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. Alternately, if you are not in the New Fantasyland area, the Bells area, you can also check out, if you're over by Tron Light Cycle Run.
So neither of us are saying Rapunzel, but I really like it.
It was on my list in case you put the same one as me, but I didn't think you were going to.
No. I don't think I've been in the Tron one yet.
They're nice. They're just nice, very new bathrooms, but the only reason you would ever really use them is if you're going on Tron. No. They're just regular bathrooms.
I want some lights in there.
Yeah, that would be cool. We should mention the fan favorite restrooms at the Magic Kingdom are the Tangled themed restrooms that are in Fantasyland by It's a Small World, in between It's a Small World and the Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. They've got like murals on the outside of them. They're very pretty.
It's a castle. I mean, yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, the outside of those for sure, like
gorgeous.
Is one of the prettiest places to just look.
People take wedding pictures there sometimes.
It's insanity that it's a bathroom.
It's a bathroom. That's so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not a bad bathroom. It's
No, it's just busy. That's why we didn't.
It is very very busy.
Right.
I'm sure that's everyone else's must-do bathroom.
Totally. We're not like the other podcasts.
Yeah.
But if we had to pick a shopping destination in the Magic Kingdom, what would we pick?
Oh man. Okay, so this is hard because it.
You think?
Yeah. What did you put?
I put Memento Mori.
Oh, that's fun. That's a fun answer.
It's like unique. It's got stuff that's not in all the other Disney parks. If you haven't been, it's right outside the Haunted Mansion, and it's primarily Haunted Mansion themed merchandise. So like, great. That almost never happens anymore. Yeah. So wonderful.
Yeah, it's just so small.
Tiny in there.
Yeah, but I love it. I love it. Yeah. It's just so small.
I always try to go in, but
you can't have like more than 10 people in there.
No, the crowd, the claustrophobia of it is a little much, but I do love it.
So I put Emporium because you can get anything and it goes on, and because each room is differently themed, and if you are aware of that, then it's kind of a cool thing to know and see and notice. Around. Yeah. But I like a lot of them, you know what I mean? I there's something about like the gift shop in Tomorrowland that's got that Wedway goes through.
Mickey's Star Traders. That's on my list too. I love it. It used to be cooler because there used to be a wraparound mural in there that they got rid of for some reason. Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I do like shopping in there because sometimes they'll have like Space Mountain or People Mover merch. Yeah. Well, and Wedway's going through there. You know what I mean? It's just a cool like ambiance. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it's very cool. Yeah, extra little bit of magic. Yeah. Hey Morgan, do you have? But I don't think I've ever bought anything from there, to be honest. Yeah, I always wind up buying stuff at Emporium because I'll do it on the way out, and they've got everything. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I've bought random stuff at random other like. I have the whole Be Our Guest dining set with the plates and stuff. That mostly came from. I had to go to all different places to get everything. Really? Yeah, it was crazy. Wow. But a lot of that came from the gift shop that is in that Gaston's area. Really? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That's interesting. It is interesting where you find what where. Yeah. Kind of cool. All right. If you had an underrated experience at the Magic Kingdom that you would recommend to people, what would you recommend? So this is the one where I'm mentioning PhilharMagic again, and I put in parentheses that I would have to make sure I remember to say that I would have said Wedway / People Mover, except it doesn't seem to be underrated anymore. It's busy. There's like always a 20-minute wait, and it's a continuously moving ride. Right. So 20 years ago, Wedway. Without question. Yes. Because it was my favorite. It was a must-do. It's still like, I want to say it's a must-do for me. Like every time I go into Magic Kingdom, I go on it. But that's not true anymore because the line is now sometimes 20, 30 minutes long and winding in the sun. It was a must-do when it was like a 5-minute wait. Yeah. So it makes you want to not mention. Yes. But yeah, PhilharMagic has been like pretty much a walk-on for the past decade, maybe longer. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I think so. And I just love it. I love it now. I don't care that I've seen it a bunch. I love the songs. I love the kind of ambiance of it. Yes, I love the break with the AC, it's nice. Yes. It's also like it's a historically interesting show. It's in the same theater that when Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, there was a show there called the Mickey Mouse Revue that was an entirely animatronic musical review where all the animatronics from the different Disney movies did different little numbers. It was a very cool show, and this show, PhilharMagic, kind of plays tribute to that in that Mickey Mouse is playing a band leader again, and that kind of like leads you into I knew nothing about this. Maybe one day you can do a episode a full history episode. That would be cool. What's your underrated? My underrated one is Under the Sea, the Little Mermaid. Yeah, fair. That's and see those that like we go on those all the time because you can usually get on it pretty fast. Yeah. Oh man, I love that ride. That's part of the reason why I picked it. Yeah. Yeah, even with the
bad animatronic at the beginning.
She's so scary.
She's scary. But after you get past her, the rest is amazing.
Yeah, and for the ride being so classic dark ride vibes, it's surprising to me that the wait time is usually shorter than the other rides at Magic Kingdom. It still gets a wait. It can still get up to like 30 minutes or higher on a busy day, but it's usually going to have less of a line.
Always at the bottom, of the wait list line.
Than things like Pirates or Jungle Cruise or what have you.
Jungle Cruise, man.
Yeah, that's gotten crazy lately.
It has gotten crazy.
Yeah.
It was not this crazy
in years.
You don't even, because it's like a terrible line and it's always over an hour.
I know, but I love Jungle Cruise.
I do too.
Hurts my heart.
Yeah.
All right, guess we're riding the Little Mermaid instead. What is one walkthrough experience or unique attraction that you recommend in the Magic Kingdom? This is tough. There are some weird little things in the Disney parks that do not count as shows. They do not count as rides. They're like in between, or honestly, I'll accept any kind of weird,
themed thing you can walk through.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a really hard time with this one.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I picked Tom Sawyer's Island.
Okay, well that was, go ahead.
Is that what you picked?
No, I wrote down, go ahead.
Okay, good. Tom Sawyer's Island is not a ride, although you do take a raft ride to get over there. It's like a land that you explore. It's like a walk-around exploration area.
Yeah. There
are caves you can kind of wander through that have effects and lighting and scenes in them.
There's a playground.
Right, there's a playground. There's a barrel bridge, all types of fun stuff.
Former place that you could buy chicken.
Oh, there's a restaurant there called Aunt Polly's. It's always closed now. That's right.
I don't think it can open anymore.
Really? I've gotten food from there.
I don't think it can open anymore. But
I one time got a frozen sweet tea from there. It was really good.
They used to sell like cold fried chicken, which is such a cool, like when I was growing up, and I grew up in Florida, so southern, cold fried chicken was something you had the next day after having like fried chicken. So it was a cool thing that they served that because it really felt authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't seen it open in forever. And I looked at the area last time we went and I was like, this isn't reopening. This isn't like seasonally closed. I don't see that this could even be a thing now.
Really?
Instead, you could buy an $8 soda.
What made you say that?
I don't.
Just the vibe?
I don't remember. I think just the like unkemptness around the area.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Just saying.
Okay, what did you pick?
So I wrote down Tom Sawyer's Island, and then I also wrote down Swiss Family Treehouse.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say Swiss Family Treehouse. I don't actually think either of these are a must-do. I think but either of them can be like a must-do if you're a pass holder and there's a day that it's just so busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
If I were talking to like one of my travel agent clients, and they're like, oh, what are must-dos? Neither of these are making my list.
Nope.
But
for the sake of playing along, sure.
For the sake of answering your question, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, I will say, can give you some really, really gorgeous views of Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Especially if you're up there during fireworks, during sunset.
A solar eclipse. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are some really pretty views up there. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The Disneyland one, which at times has been the Tarzan Treehouse, has recently been completely refurbished into something called the Adventureland Treehouse, which is pretty cool. I would like to see ours get an update. I think that would be
sure.
Cool.
Sure. They could do something with it.
Make the stairs escalators.
Okay.
So I don't have to walk. All right. Favorite mode of transportation?
Yeah, I didn't get this question. Do you mean like, but you answer and then I'll get it?
Magic Kingdom, especially more than some of the other parks, there's lots of cool like methods of transportation that you could use around that I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, maybe you would call them rides, but like the riverboat or the train.
Okay, I did get it then.
Even the People Mover, I'll take as a mode of transportation.
Well, that changes my answer then.
But it's kind of like a.
But you can't wind up anywhere different.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess that's really not one. But maybe. But
parking lot tram.
Parking lot tram.
Well, that's not in Magic Kingdom, so I totally.
I would even take the monorail because it takes you to the park.
All right.
What did you put? Did you put anything?
I put the train.
I put the train too.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't like, yeah, I was just trying to understand if that was what it was, because I feel like back closer to park opening, I don't obviously remember that, but like, or in the 80s or 90s, there were lots of transportation options, like the sky buckets.
Yes.
There was like a trolley. There was some sort of transportation you could take down Main Street. There were Main Street like vehicles.
Yes.
There you go. So there was sky buckets, there were those, there was the train. So there were more options.
It's true.
Now I feel like it's just the train.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I get where you're coming from with the riverboat, although it doesn't drop you anywhere.
You're right. The train is cool because it's got multiple stations. It's a Walt Disney World original, opened in 1971 with the park. It has some interesting history behind it. If you want to go back and listen to our Main Street episode, I don't know why I picked that one to do the history of the train, but I did. You can hear the history of how it was built and where the parts are from, which is kind of interesting. But the Walt Disney World Railroad is like a narrated train tour that travels all the way around the Magic Kingdom and drops you off at multiple points throughout the park. So it's a working method of transportation, unlike the darn Mark Twain Riverboat or whatever. Yeah. Liberty Bell.
So which takes you in a circle.
I guess it's a de facto, you know.
Yeah, this one wins, yeah. Well, I thought maybe you meant transportation to or from the parks, like the monorail or the boat or walking.
For the future episodes of these, I think we should consider those. Because,
for most of the parks, except for Animal Kingdom, there are multiple.
Right.
For Animal Kingdom, we'll have a de facto winner, which is the parking lot tram.
Yep. Your own 2 feet, baby.
I'm sorry, you could take a bus.
This is one of my favorite questions on here.
This is my favorite question on here.
What is your must-do little touch of magic that you would recommend people go and experience at the Magic Kingdom?
Okay, do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine little touch of magic that I'd like people to notice is stuff in the concrete everywhere.
Ooh.
So in
good one.
There's peanuts. There's like in the Adventureland area, there's like jewels and stuff. Up by this one's tough, but
the peanuts are in Storybook Circus, which is Dumbo themed. Just so you know where the peanuts
are.
I
should have said that.
No, you're good.
Up by Tony's restaurant, there in the concrete are Lady and the Tramp, like paw prints and a heart.
In the stroller parking. When we went last, we had to move. No. We didn't have to move strollers. We had to ask a cast member. We wouldn't move a stroller. No, we wouldn't move somebody's stroller. That sounds like a fight waiting to happen.
Yeah.
We had to ask a cast member where amidst the strollers this was to find it. But it was so cool to see.
I went to go look at it last time I was in Magic Kingdom, and there's like a stroller right on top of it. So I was like, there it is.
They need to rope it off.
I know. They rope off little squares of nothing all the time.
They do.
Yeah. Anyway.
That is a really good answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I put the twinkling hub trees.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that you are probably going to experience one way or the other if you're in the park at night.
Whether you notice it or not.
It's
kind of just falls into like background ambiance, but I love that.
Yes, it is background ambiance that I think really adds to the mood. It is like it happens after Happily Ever After, and the trees around the hub of the Magic Kingdom come alive with twinkling little fairy lights in them, and they've done that for so long now that it's like a core memory of mine, I guess. But I also think it's just a little extra added enchantment that you can appreciate.
Yeah.
I also just as a little side thing, I put Tomorrowland night lighting on here because there's so many cool lights, like washes of color and neon lights and stuff that they do over there, that it's worth walking through Tomorrowland, in my opinion, just to appreciate how different that part of the park feels at night.
I totally agree. That's something that I will be also referencing back to later on for a later question.
Oh, okay. I won't talk about it anymore. Well, instead, let's talk about thrill attractions. I'm going to start because I know you didn't pick it. Tron Light Cycle Run is my choice.
That's my choice too.
You're joking. No. Oh my gosh. I figured for Morgan, ever since this ride
I'll explain, you guys. Go on.
She's been like, it's not It's okay.
It's not Guardians.
It's not Guardians. It's okay.
I stand by that. It's not Guardians. Go on. You talk about how amazing it is, and then I'll explain how my mind has changed.
I actually don't think it's amazing. I just think it's the best one in the Magic Kingdom right now.
Well, Mine Train is pretty good too. I had a little bit of a hard time.
I have the same conundrum.
Yeah.
Do I pick Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or do I pick this? I think for families, you pick Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
For slightly more thrill seeker type people, this might be a slightly better fit, especially if you're someone who can comfortably fit on one of the light cycles themselves. It makes for like a more thrilling experience. But this is the newest thrill addition to the Magic Kingdom, and it's like a futuristic kind of journey into the world of Tron. It's a very short experience, and there's a lot to do about getting a virtual queue and all of that. So if
you get a virtual queue, you're still waiting an hour. That's another thing to know.
Yes. So it's got its little detractions here or there, but overall, it is still a very smooth roller coaster type experience. It is still one of the more thrilling things you can do at the Magic Kingdom, and it is something that I do very much enjoy, like the aesthetic of, including like the queue and the actual space that the ride is housed in. So that's why I picked Tron. Did you have an alternate thing? Why did you pick Tron?
No, so when I was really like hating on Tron, it was at the beginning. The first couple times that I went on it, I expected this like absolutely mind-blowing experience because we had gotten Guardians the year before, and it was a mind-blowing experience, and I stand by that.
If this is your first episode, Morgan loves Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Yes.
It is her
it's my favorite ride of all time.
And so when you're hearing a new roller coaster,
right. So I thought, this is going to be equally as amazing, or it's going to be up there, you know what I mean? And then it wasn't. So I had too high of expectations.
Sure.
But also, I hate to even say this to the world, but so we were getting we were getting the seats wherever we were getting put, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So at one point, like maybe our third time writing this, or maybe our fourth, we asked for the front. And it was a complete game changer.
Changed your life.
Complete game changer.
Yeah.
Asking for the front of Tron takes this from a meh ride to a impressive ride.
Awesome.
So when you're in the front, there's nobody in front of you. When you do the shoot off at the beginning, it's actually impressive. Like your stomach gets like,
Right.
So it went from meh to good to me because of that. Okay. And then the other thing is Magic Kingdom and Epcot have a lack of thrill. Yeah. So I'm not saying, like, if I were to rank roller coasters, it's probably, or thrill rides, it's probably not in my top 5, but it is my best at Magic Kingdom.
Yes. Right behind this for me is Big Thunder Mountain, which I still think is a good, like, family coaster.
It's nostalgic.
Most people, and nostalgic, but it is like very rough. It is very herky-jerky. It definitely like slides you around and stuff. So that's the only reason. Okay, we're gonna get through the last bit of these a little bit more quickly. I know that's hard, but we're running.
Well, yeah, it's fine. These are easy to get through quick.
Okay.
Slow moving attraction is like something we kind of already have talked about.
Really?
Well, no. I'm sorry. Slow moving attraction, and then the next question after that is family attraction, and I feel like those are the same.
Those are, yes. Some's yes. Would you consider living with the land a family attraction, or is that just like a slow moving attraction? Because I think there is a distinction.
I don't know. It's tough. I don't.
When I said family attraction, I didn't mean like a ride your whole family can go on, but I meant a ride for your whole family.
I think most rides are in Magic Kingdom are for your whole family, little kids included. So I just didn't.
How about let's change family ride, if you'll go with me, to like ride that is primarily targeted for kids.
For toddlers?
Yeah, let's do that. I think family attraction.
Okay.
It's like when I say family coaster. Okay. That usually implies like mainly like your kids are going on it.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about slow moving attractions.
Okay.
I put Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, I put Wedway. But like most of the rides in Magic Kingdom are technically slow moving attractions.
That is so true.
So
I just picked Pirates, first of all, because I've already put the People Mover for stuff.
Yeah.
But also because Pirates of the Caribbean, although this version, whether or not you feel like it measures up to the Disneyland one, I would say most people don't feel it does. I feel like it's got classic Disney dark ride vibes and also has a cool element of scent throughout, which is something that most people don't really talk about. But there's like burning scent, and there's like a butterscotch scent at a part of it where one of the pirates is drinking rum and stuff. And there's a lot of animatronics in there, and it's really well thought through, and everywhere you look is super themed. So I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What do you pick? People Mover?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to go into it again.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. All right. An attraction for the entire family. A salute to most people, but mostly children.
All people, but mostly toddlers.
Right.
Oh, man. I put Little Mermaid.
Oh, good answer. Kids do love The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, who doesn't love The Little Mermaid?
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Although now I'm thinking I should have put Winnie the Pooh.
I didn't even think about Winnie the Pooh.
That's such a good one. I like it as an adult. Toddlers obviously love.
They go wild.
Yeah.
I put Dumbo because I think the Dumbo queue is a play place, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And the actual experience of Dumbo is like classic. I think that's pretty must-do stuff if you've got a small one.
Sure.
And I would rather you do Dumbo than do the Flying Carpets of Aladdin or any of the other clones of Dumbo, because at least the Dumbo queue is like amazing.
Yeah.
It's got a leg up on its competitors.
And it's the original.
And it's the OG.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Nostalgic attraction.
Let's talk nostalgia, Morgan.
I put Carousel of Progress.
Me too.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Which we've already talked about. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying we don't have to go into it, but like Carousel of Progress was an original. I mean, you know what I mean? He created it for the World's Fair.
Yes. Walt Disney direct involvement in the Carousel of Progress. It's seen its changes through the years, but at the heart of it, it's still the same show that ran all those years ago for the New York World's Fair.
Yeah.
And it is definitely a favorite. I also have on here, It's a Small World is very nostalgic for me. It's not... Yeah, it's definitely a ride that I feel like the family does when you're in Walt Disney World, and just the song is very nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hey, we might have something different for this. What's a queue that you recommend?
I put Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's a great queue.
Yeah, and it was updated not that long ago. They really, really put a lot of effort into it.
Yes, it's interactive now.
Yes.
That's really cool. I put Dumbo again for this.
Oh, wow.
Dumbo's got a great queue. It's a play place for kids, and it's air conditioned for adults, so who doesn't love that? I also really appreciate the queue of Tron Light Cycle Run. I think that's a good queue because there's an element of it where there's like some surprise magic that's pretty cool. But also I feel like it's one of the more immersive queues. It really puts you in the universe of the ride that you're about to experience. So
I don't love the queue there, but it's got that switchback line.
That is the worst part of the line. Yeah.
And you're outside for a bit.
Ooh, the outside part is not my favorite.
Right.
You're right about that. Okay, let's talk about pre-shows. We have a whole episode about pre-shows, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. Go back through the archives on that one.
That was a fun one.
Pre-shows are fun.
Yeah.
There aren't many in Magic Kingdom.
There aren't many in Magic Kingdom. I was trying to decide if like that Tron thing was a pre-show.
Hard to tell.
So we probably have the same thing because I feel like there's really only one.
What do you put?
Haunted Mansion.
That is the correct answer.
That's the correct answer.
Can you believe that's not what I put? That is the correct answer.
Yeah, the stretching room.
The stretching room. That is like definitely a pre-show. I don't know why I didn't put that. Never even crossed my mind. The pre-show that this is so embarrassing. The pre-show that I put was the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Okay.
It's got some birds that like come out of a waterfall. It's not that impressive.
Okay. Well, I get it. Like you could really consider the stretching room kind of part of the ride, but since you're not seated in a doom buggy, I consider it a pre-show.
I would agree.
Yeah.
You chose wisely. This is a fun question. What's your favorite animatronic in the Magic Kingdom? A must-see.
You want me to answer first?
Yeah. Oh, do you want me?
Oh, go ahead.
I picked Sunny Eclipse.
Oh, I thought about doing Sunny Eclipse.
He's just weird.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, he's cool. He's weird.
He does a lot.
He does a lot. He's got a job. He's an entertainer at Cosmic Rays, the quick serve in Tomorrowland.
My answer suffers from not doing a lot.
Okay.
So mine's the Hatbox Ghost.
Oh.
And then I put soon to be replaced by Tiana.
Okay, that's fair. Any of the Tiana, like any...
I don't know yet. So, I mean, I just know the answer will be Tiana when you ask me next year.
You just know his days are numbered.
Yeah.
I also, as a second pick, I put Teddy Bear on here. She's the country bear that swings down from the ceiling.
Sure, yeah.
The country bear.
What an entrance.
Yes, what an entrance. I also love her like outfit and sass and everything about her.
Uh-huh.
But they're refurbishing the country. They're reimagining the Country Bear Jamboree right now. So she may have a different like appearance or role in the show. So that's why I didn't.
She may sing "It's a Small World."
Oh,
we don't know.
That's very possible, or Bare Necessities or something. Right. All right. What's a must do? Well, you're gonna do all the lands.
You're gonna do all the lands. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, but if you could only pick one, maybe which one would you pick?
Well, this is like which child do you love the best? So I don't like this question.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yeah. I put Tomorrowland, but for the reason that for the night. Like, I love the night ambiance of Tomorrowland, probably better than the night ambiance of any of the other lands. Mm-hmm. So that's why I picked that. Neon blue and green lights.
Yes, they're beautiful. And I feel like the neon lighting of Tomorrowland is like core to the identity of Tomorrowland. Mm-hmm. It's almost like Tomorrowland is not complete during the daytime.
Yeah,
like, fully experience
Tron is cool to see and do at night as well.
Much cooler at night.
Yes.
Tron is so much cooler at night. I tied my lands between Adventureland and Liberty Square, which I think probably sounds crazy, but Adventureland is like such a complete thought from the second you walk into it with the plants and the signage and everything around you.
Uh-huh.
You're so deep in it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And the reason I picked Liberty...
This makes sense to me. Like, Fantasyland isn't like...
Yeah.
Over the top themed on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Even, yeah. And
Adventureland down to the concrete. You've got, stuff in the ground.
Stuff in the ground. We love stuff in the ground.
Yeah.
At Liberty Square, you also have stuff in the ground.
Yeah. True.
But the reason that the wedding ring outside of the Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. But the reason I put it on here was because it's like unique to us. You won't experience Liberty Square anywhere else in the world. So while you're at the Magic Kingdom, if you're going to pick one land to kind of spend a little time like looking around and inhabiting the theming of the land, I recommend Liberty Square because it's unique. You know, you're not going to get it at Disneyland.
That's smart. I like that.
Check out New Orleans Square while you're at Disneyland. Check out Liberty Square.
I like your answers. And it's true. Like Tomorrowland, that one, and Adventureland are more complete theming, like kind of everywhere than the other ones. I get that Frontierland is, I guess I just don't care as much about cowboys and stuff.
It is, but also I feel like it's only half of a immersive land because
Splash Mountain, which is okay. Is that what we were getting to?
Well, I meant like half of it in Magic Kingdom is the Rivers of America, which is only like, I guess that's frontiersy, but not
in the same way the rest of it is.
So it's like not fully frontiers everywhere you look. So that's the only Liberty Square.
Yeah.
Okay. Must do Magic Kingdom attraction. Impossible question. Don't hold it against us. Don't hold us to it. But if you were gonna pick one or two, what would you pick?
I just went with my all-time favorite must-do, and that is Wedway/People Mover.
Yes.
That's something I like getting on every time I go. I like the relaxation of it. I like being able to see everything. It's a journey through Tomorrowland.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
Yes, that is my favorite ride at the Magic Kingdom, so that is what I put as well. The only other thing I put on there was Haunted Mansion, because I think it is...
I know, same, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those classic...
You don't get sick of it, yeah.
You never get sick of it.
Right.
You never get sick of it. And it is also unique at our park. There's slight differences between ours and any other version of it. We have the MC Escher room. We have the Hatbox Ghost in a different place. You know?
Yeah, I don't really like it when they do a carbon copy from one park to another, but so.
It is much more interesting. I wish our Tron was different in some. I wish all of them were different in some way. I agree with you. Hey, guess what? We're done. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like we truly did like a rapid fire. I mean, it's not because, hey, we planned it, but it's like we had to go fast.
Yeah, we did. Lots of questions.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for listening along and watching along if you're on the YouTube version. And if you would like to check us out elsewhere, then it would be awesome if you could give us a look on Instagram or TikTok. We're over there at Neverland Navco, and we do all kinds of things, short form media like trivia, parks history videos, dining videos, shopping, everything you can imagine. Everything you can imagine. Check us out.
Yep, and we have an Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation where we do custom shirts and dish towels, sweatshirts, stuff like that. So if you're wanting a Disney vacation shirt, just send a message and we'll get the perfect shirt for you. We'll make the perfect shirt for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, check us out over on Etsy. And, you know, until we hop the monorail over to Epcot, we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.